Star Wars Audiobook, The Battle for Christophsis. Immediately after the Battle of Geonosis, Grievous and the Separatist army fought for control of the galaxy's major hyperspace routes, isolating the Republic from the bulk of its vast army and rendering them unable to seize the initiative. These hyperspace routes were pre-established paths that linked major worlds and allowed starships to travel without colliding with any objects in space, such as nebulas, asteroids, stars, moons, and others. Because of the safety these routes provided, they were very important to both sides. When the next phase of the Clone Wars began, the Huth clan, which controlled Huth space, with its network of supply routes reaching the entire Outer Rim, became a disputed ally of both the Republic and the Confederacy. In an attempt to secure Huth's supply routes for the Separatists, Count Dooku devised a plan to kidnap Rhoda, the son of the crime lord Jabba Huth, and frame the Jedi Order for the crime. Dooku collaborated with Jabba's uncle, Zyro, who hoped to overthrow his nephew as leader of the Huth clan. The first phase of Count Dooku's plan required focusing the Jedi's attention elsewhere. To that end, Dooku ordered his forces to conquer Christophsis, prized for its resources, and also the site of a major Republic humanitarian effort overseen by Senator Bail Organa. Separatist Admiral Trench blockaded Christophsis with a fleet of at least 23 Munificent-class frigates, 6 Lucre-Hulk-class battleships, and the Admiral's capital ship, a Providence-class dreadnought, while Separatist ground forces subjugated the planet's inhabitants. After a number of natives mounted a futile defense of their home world, they requested aid from the Jedi High Council. Anakin Skywalker attacked with his 3 Venator-class destroyers, but they were quickly severely damaged, and one of the transport ships they were escorting and carrying supplies was destroyed. At that moment, Kenobi arrived, and all Republic vessels fell back behind Christophsis's moon. While Trench held his position, maintaining the blockade of the planet, Anakin Skywalker and Admiral Kylo Ren, using the stealth-capable prototype IPV-2C vessel, managed to get Trench to lower his shields and fire torpedoes that followed them. The torpedoes closed in at full speed on the bridge of the Separatist capital ship, destroying it. While they headed to the planet to complete their supply drop, Kenobi used his destroyers to attack the Separatist fleet, which, without its admiral, was in disarray. The Republic managed to breach the blockade and land on Christophsis, capture the capital, and establish a base. Kenobi, Commander Cody Skywalker, and Captain Rex were stationed on the surface, while Kylo Ren eventually returned to the fleet as its acting commander in the ongoing fight against the Separatist blockade. By then, Dooku had sent his disciple, Asajj Ventress, to Christophsis to further slow the Republic's progress, while Kenobi and Skywalker planned to ambush the battle droid forces in the city's main square. A spy within the Republic's ranks, Clone Sergeant Slick, informed the Separatists of the planned Jedi attack. Slick's actions turned the potential Republic victory into a retreat, so Kenobi and Skywalker withdrew their men to the Republic base. Suspecting an informant, Kenobi and Skywalker set out to search for information behind enemy lines, while Cody and Rex personally investigated the source of the intelligence leak. After discovering Slick was the spy, he bombed the Republic munitions depots, prompting Cody and Rex to mobilize a rapid search for the traitor. Slick was arrested and imprisoned in a brig, although the damage had already been done. Most of the Republic's arsenal was destroyed, with only 4 AV-7 anti-vehicle artillery cannons surviving the sabotage. At the Separatist headquarters, Kenobi and Skywalker found Asajj Ventress and engaged her in a lightsaber duel, which she used to buy time for Slick's sabotage. The Jedi halted their attack when they saw the reach of the Separatist ground force. After Kenobi and Skywalker escaped back to their base, General Wam Lobsun assumed command of the droid infantry and advanced on the city, while Asajj Ventress departed to execute the next phase of the plan to kidnap Rhoda the Hutt. She traveled to Tatooine aboard her personal starship, the Trident, and led Rhoda away from its home world. Skywalker and Kenobi's forces were only able to salvage the AV-7 anti-vehicle artillery cannons, but they readied them in anticipation of an assault. Lobsun then launched an attack with his army, consisting of B-1 and B-2 battle droids, and 3 tri-droids on the front lines, with tanks following in large numbers. In response, Kenobi and Cody led the main force of clone troopers, some mounted on all-terrain reconnaissance transports, in a frontal charge against the droids in the main lane, while Rex, Skywalker, and a squad of clones made for the top of a nearby tower. The clones used jetpacks to land on the street and attack the tri-droids, and Skywalker landed on one of them. The team managed to eliminate the 3 tri-droids and proceeded to engage the advancing droid forces from behind. Seeing no other options due to the Republic's heavy cannons, Lobsun was forced to withdraw his forces to activate a deflector shield. The droid forces withdrew to regroup in the Separatist-held area of the city, although the battle for Christophsis continued. Meanwhile, believing that renegades had kidnapped Rhoda, Jabba contacted Supreme Chancellor Palpatine to request Republic assistance in rescuing his son. As Kenobi and Skywalker were the only Jedi available for the task, Yoda sent a messenger to Christophsis to remove the 2 Jedi generals from the battlefield. The messenger was Skywalker's new Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, while the Separatists again attacked the Republic fleet. Lobsun activated the deflector shield generator and launched another attack. The Separatist force advanced behind its shield, rendering the use of Republic artillery ineffective. The Separatist battle droids advanced through the city, followed by several lines of tanks. Meanwhile, Skywalker, Kenobi, Tano, and Rex met in the command center and devised a plan of attack. Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano would infiltrate the Separatist-controlled area of the city and destroy the shield generator, while Kenobi and Rex would buy them time by defending the base, with Kenobi and Rex rallying their troops to defend the Republic position. Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano proceeded with explosives to attack the advancing Separatist lines. The pair hid under a large crate to remain unnoticed by the lines of droids. Once the shield and the droid troops passed over them, Skywalker and Tenno headed for the generator, but encountered a droideka along the way. Forced to abandon their cover, Skywalker and Tenno drew their lightsabers and managed to destroy the droid. They then reached the generator site, which, unbeknownst to them, was being guarded by numerous LR-57 battle droids. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Captain Rex attempted to use the base's heavy cannons to defend their position in the city, but only found the weapons useless against the shield. As soon as the shield passed, Kenobi led a charge against the droids, while Rex began to draw the enemy into the buildings, where his forces would have the advantage. When the Separatist forces overwhelmed his own, Captain Rex had to order his troops to fall back. He and Kenobi met at the command station, where the general had Rex organize a defense of the cannons while Kenobi delayed the droids. Captain Rex agreed and fell back while Kenobi fought the droids alone. However, he was soon surrounded. Meanwhile, at the shield generator, Tenno, against Skywalker's advice, rushed toward the generator, accidentally activating many buried LR-57 battle droids. When the droids emerged, Skywalker attacked them to give Tenno time to plant the charges on the generator. However, while avoiding one of the droids, Ashoka Tano severed its head, which fell to the floor, accidentally activating more droids. Ahsoka saved her master by bringing down a wall on the droids and then destroyed the shield, which began to dissipate. Kenobi, meanwhile, had been brought before Lobsun to discuss terms of surrender, giving Anakin and his Padawan more time to accomplish the mission. When they did, Kenobi forced Lobsun to surrender. Back at the heavy cannons, when Rex saw the shield dissipating, he ordered the cannons to fire on the exposed droids. The Republic victory coincided with the arrival of a reinforcement fleet led by Yularen and Yoda, who destroyed the Separatist blockade and forced them to retreat. This was an effort to curry favor with the Huth and gain access to their hyperspace lanes, which they controlled. Skywalker and Tano's mission was to rescue the captive Rhoda, while Kenobi entered into negotiations with Jabba on his home planet of Tatooine. According to intelligence reports from the Skywalker clones, Tenno and Rex departed for the wilderness planet of Taith to rescue Rhoda from a monastery. However, they were unaware that they were walking straight into a trap set by Count Dooku and his assassin Asajj Ventress, who intended to claim the hyperspace lanes for the Separatist Alliance, and had orchestrated the capture of Rhoda with the help of Jabba's own uncle, Zyro the Huth. In order to manipulate Jabba into turning against the Jedi, Anakin and Ahsoka completed their mission and delivered Rhoda to Jabba, who, thanks to Padme's efforts, discovered his uncle's betrayal, confessing after being captured. Consequently, Jabba signed a treaty with the Republic to guarantee the Grand Army exclusive passage through the supply routes of Huth space. At the same time, Kenobi secured the Republic's victory on Taith and traveled to Tatooine with Yoda to formalize the treaty with Jabba. The Republic's alliance with the Huth clan was a severe blow to the Confederacy. However, Dark Sidious was unconcerned. Downplaying the Jedi victory after Dooku informed him of what had happened. On the other hand, the treaty posed a problem for the Republic. Since signing official treaties with the Huth legitimized their business dealings, and the treaty allowed them to expand throughout the Mid-Rim, while staying away from the fighting that was typical of war. The end.